Mia.
There you are.
Got it. Mia, don't. Mia.
What do we know about the hand from the recent A24 hit, Talk to Me? Talk to Me sees a group of friends as they navigate the barrier between the living and the dead, communing with spirits by using a mysterious ceramic hand that allows them to speak to the deceased. While most of what we know about the hand is speculation and conjecture, how much can we piece together about its true origins? Well, today, brave souls of the underworld, let's explore the hand from Talk to Me, and hopefully pin down where the hand comes from. Throughout the film, the characters propose a few different explanations for the origin of the hand, but nothing that they themselves can confirm. They propose one story, as it claims the hand was the hand of a medium that was amputated, while others believed it to be the hand of a Satanist. But in the film itself, the origin is never confirmed. What has been confirmed, however, thanks to the directors of the movie, is that they have created a lore bible regarding the history of the hand, and that they do in fact know its origins and how it operates. While we as an audience don't know the exact contents of the Bible, we do have a few quotes that give us clues into the hand's history. According to the directors, they've documented every spirit that appears in the movie, everyone who's ever used the hand, and how it got passed from individual to individual or group to group. They were careful, however, to keep the kids ill-informed throughout the course of the movie in order to make sure they were out of their depth for the entirety of the runtime. So while we don't know exact details on the hand yet, we do know a rich history does exist that surrounds it, and will likely be further explored in the sequels and potential prequels. We also know that each spirit that they interact with is significant and have a role and rich backstories of their own, echoing for generations between potentially hundreds of individuals from all across the world for potentially hundreds of years. This is certain to dilute the story and make the exact account foggy, which would automatically cast doubt on any speculation that the characters propose. The subtext is that many of these spirits died in around the same place of the hand and when it was being used. We say this because there are several shots of occupied rooms when Mia and her friends are in the hospital, and the implication is that when these people die, they will be among the spirits to speak through the hand. Mia's mother, Rhea, died in their home just a few short years prior, but it is never confirmed if it is her actual mother appearing to her or something else, and has sad implications for a few of the spirits. Specifically, Mia speaks to a young girl in Riley's hospital room, which implies that she died in or near this very same room. It also implies that she's trapped in limbo with the rest of these spirits, and her soul is not yet at peace with whatever killed her, whether it be an accident, an illness, or if something was deliberately done to the child. The only outlier here is Mia herself, who dies at the end of the film and is subsequently summoned by the hand. As she speaks to the human on the other end, the subtitles reveal that these people are speaking in Greek, while Mia herself is Australian. We don't yet know how Mia ended up so far away from where she died, since the former owner of the hand, a kid named Duckett, was never seen in spirit form. It seems that his involvement doesn't have anything to do with it, and hers might not either. As for the hand itself though, let's discuss what is confirmed or at least heavily alluded to in the film. We know that there is a certain set of rules that must be followed when the hand is active. Step 1 is to light a candle in order to open a doorway to the souls in limbo. This is defined as a soul that's trapped between the physical world and the afterlife. After this, the subject holding the hand simply asks a soul to talk to them. Most of the time this is random, but specific souls can be summoned if asked for by name. It's possible that someone in Greece specifically asked for someone who could answer their questions about the hand, and that's why Mia ended up so far away. But this is just speculation currently. At this point, the person that is holding the hand and the spirit can only see and communicate with one another, although the room around them can be affected. But once the individual consents to letting the spirit in, the possession will commence. A spirit then has free reign to control whoever is holding the hand so long as they are continually in contact. But this is a very volatile and a fragile state. Most of the time, this is done for the laughs or the rush, but if it goes on for too long, it can be difficult to ward off the spirit and get them away from the body. If someone holds the hand while possessed for too long, then the spirit won't leave even after contact with the hand has been broken. Thanks to Riley's obsession, we know that the time frame for this point of no return is roughly 2 minutes. The kids put a 90-second limit on any possession, but Riley held on to the hand for longer than 2 minutes and became possessed in the long term. The final step is to blow blow out the candle, which closes the door to limbo and keeps any spirits separate from the living world. If the candle isn't blown out, however, then the spirits can be left to roam the human realm, and in some cases, they can communicate with individuals without the use of the hand. We see Mia communicate with her mother several times without the use of the hand, which happened for two main reasons. First is that it was Rhea who possessed Riley first, and second, that she was left in Riley's body for far longer than 2 minutes. Of course, though, it is implied that the spirit is not actually Mia's mother, but it does let this otherworldly spirit free roam the mortal plane. But something that is not clearly explained is who took over Riley's body afterwards, and if it was Rhea. If Rhea was not the one who attempted to kill and take Riley, then who did, and how did two spirits manage to take him over? Since we know spirits can pose as one another, it's possible that this imposter used Mia's connection with her mother in order to keep Riley connected, but more is likely to be revealed in later films. We also know that the hand works both ways, and spirits can accept living souls in the same way that living people can let spirits in. In the movie, Mia is able to see flashes of the afterlife, though we don't know for certain if this is the definitive afterlife or simply the limbo between realms. However, we do know that this domain seems to be an absolute hellscape where possessed souls are displaced and tormented as long as they are ripped from their bodies. We see Riley being feasted on by malevolent spirits while his body is being inhabited by another soul. This means that Riley is existing in a state between the living and dead, where his body is still active, but his soul is no longer in it. This foreign spirit's entire goal is to kill Riley, because if it is successful, then Riley's body will forever belong to it. Due to this though, an interesting question is brought up regarding how exactly this displacement works. Rhea tells her daughter that the only way to stop Riley from being tormented in the afterlife is to kill his mortal body and set his soul free. This suggests that Riley and the spirits that are tormenting him are in limbo and not in the definitive afterlife, and that this will send Riley's spirit to the proper afterlife. While this would free Riley's soul from limbo, it would leave his body up for grabs. But another interesting idea is that these souls in limbo want Riley to die so that they will have him forever, and that it has nothing to do with his physical body, seeking only to inflict pain on the young innocent soul. At the end of it all, they just want Riley for the sake of torturing someone who was once pure. But what exactly does the hand represent? Well, it seems to be a warning against the sins of hubris and indulgence. Talk to Me as a project seems to delve heavily into allegories of drug use and addiction, which begins as harmless fun and eventually develops into something far more harmful. During the first series of possessions, the friends stand around recording the event, something that the director stated is a direct reference to a personal encounter of their own. They tell the story of watching their neighbors experiment with drugs, and this scene was taken directly from that experience where nobody was actually helping the user. As Mia becomes more compelled and pushed the hand even further, she puts herself, Riley, and all of her friends in direct danger, and starts a series of events which ultimately hospitalizes Riley. It's evident that this story was inspired by drug use and the dangers of overindulgence. The warning is taking pleasure too far and putting others at risk in the process, and how eventually that leads others as well as yourself into an extremely dark place. But we hope to learn more about this in future installments of The Hand, how the hand itself represents overindulgence, and tampering and using things that people do not understand the full scope of consequences over. But anyway, my friends, what did you think of the breakout hit Talk to Me, my favorite film of 2023? Would you like to see more projects set this universe in more motion and learn exactly where the hand came from? And do you believe that any of the characters are correct in their speculation? And what do you think of the film's depiction of the afterlife and overindulgence? Thank you again for visiting the channel today, and I hope that you're having a great one.